Hello everybody, in this video I'm going to show you my Mercato haul in Latin America. In Ecuador it's Mercado and here it's Mercato. And I have $14 I spent at the Mercato and I got a week's worth of produce. I will be supplementing that figure with more lettuce as the week unfolds and more fruit. So probably about $5 or $6 more for a total of about $20 because I've already been doing it for several weeks. So that's how I know that figure. So $14, total of $20, and this is for 4 adults. $20 in Europe, in southern Italy, for our week's worth of produce. Okay, so today I'm going to show you my grocery haul at the Italy Mercato. This thing is full. Let me take my clothing off. Okay, so we've got a pretty good bunch of oregano. Now some of these prices may not make a lot of sense, except for you're probably going to compare to where you're at, but these are going from 150 to 2 euro, depending on where you go, but this was 1 euro. This is a popular vegetable in Italy. It is fennel, and that is 2 kilos. Big, huge head of lettuce, probably weighs 3 pounds easily. Okay, and then I've got, look how big this bag is. This is 2 kilos, which is 4.5 pounds of broccoli. A little bit of lettuce still in here, but look how much broccoli that is. These go for 150 to 2 euro a kilo normally, but I paid $1 a euro.
You didn't say how much the lettuce was.
The lettuce was €1. These go by the kilo, and that's, I don't know the weight on it, that's why I didn't say the price on that. These tomatoes were $1.50, they're like $3 at the store, but they were $1.50 a kilo. And that's a couple of kilos of tomatoes. So these were $1.50. These eggplants, I'm pretty sure they're about the same in Ecuador per kilo. I still remember all the prices from Ecuador. I haven't been out of Ecuador that long. This is 5 kilos of potatoes for €3. They go for anywhere between, well, they were trying to get €5 for them last week, and this week I got them for 3. I didn't buy them last week. This many potatoes will probably last a couple of weeks at least. That's easy, a week's worth of broccoli, you know, week's worth of tomatoes. This parsley will probably last a couple of weeks. The lettuce we might eat in 3 or 4 days, and this will last at least a week. This stuff is curly endive, and it's loaded with vitamin A. And I'm just really thankful that yes, that is raw olive oil, and I'm very liberal with it. I'm just really happy that I'm able to eat that. Okay, so what's important about this haul? I could leave it there and just end the video, but the thing is that there's more to it than that, as usual when we go abroad. And you hear me say things like, you won't get these prices. And it may come across as being a little short, and maybe it even sounds a little curt, but I'm just trying to make a point. Just make a quick example. I went to the Mercado last week, and I can usually tell who's trying to foreignize the prices on me. I can usually tell by their behavior because I've been doing this so long. My red flags went up when I asked about popcorn last week. They told me a price and I said no, just because my antennas went up. I won't go into exactly how I do this. It's a little bit very detailed. You see, on this channel, we're the ones that coined the rule of 3 and 4 when you go abroad and you go buy things. The thing is, I'm very conflicted about videos like this because I've been through, and I know I've been talking about this now on several of my last videos, but it is so crucial and foundational to our life abroad. And so, as mentioned, we've lived through the bubbles, and so we've seen All of these things happen in foreign markets, especially in Ecuador. If you haven't seen them, I have made videos like this when we first landed in Ecuador about look at my $20 haul, look at my $15 haul, and we had like a table full of food. Unfortunately, what proceeded to happen next is that two things. Some people automatically assumed all they had to do was go to Mercados and that they would get those prices. And that's why you hear me say, sort of in a short way, yeah, I got this for $7.50, but you won't get that. So, and then the other thing that happens is that the Rams got wind of that type of conversation about the Mercados, and eventually it took them several years to get around to it. They started putting it in their presentation that the way to go local is to go to Mercados. And I mentioned in other videos that nothing could be further from the truth. If you show up, or when you show up to a Mercado, you will not get these same amount of items. And just a brief example, they can spot a foreigner, any little thing out of place. Example, even if you know a few words like how much is and the numbers, and you say them very well, just even a slight amount of accent singles you out for foreignizing the prices on you. Is it unfair? I think it is. It's unfair, but as the world turns, you know. Uh-oh.
Wow.
Treacherous, can you imagine? Oops, yeah, another one.
Yeah, too bad kind of.
Oh yeah, this one's really tight.
Slower.
It's a woman, that's why she's going slow. She would feel worse if she ran us over.
Get out of here. Let's take the shortcut.
That one's no better. I'm not saying that you won't get any local rates at all, and I'm not saying that you can't do it. I'm not a negative person. You can't do this. You know, I'm just saying from experience, I've seen what happens. They try to do it to me, and it has nothing to do with demographics. It has to do with just any little thing. You look like a foreigner. It could be just as easy as popcorn instead of popcorn, or anything. Wearing a backpack in Ecuador, you blend in, but wearing a backpack in Italy, you don't. It marks you as a foreigner. And so in conclusion, what's an aspiring professional frugalist to do living abroad and being in these situations? Well, I'll give it to you. It's a simple solution, but it takes a little diligence. You can shop at the store. Bingo. But there's a way to do it. What you want to do is make sure you're always buying what's in season, which means paying attention and understanding when something's in season and when it's not, looking for alternatives. And so that way you won't be a victim of the being blocked out of the mercados, which eventually happens in these ram bubble cities. So yeah, why would you go to a outdoor mercado that some people say smells like vomit when you could just come over here and get it for less? I don't want to mislead my viewers into thinking that all they've got to do is start going to mercados and they're going to get this haul. There's more to it than that. I want you to know that. Also, I don't want you to be the guys that show up at these mercados and pay the store prices. Everything I've bought here is at least half of the store prices. We coined the rule of 3 and 4, and we also coined the rule of mercados. The rule of mercados is that the price has to be 1/4 to 1/2 of the store prices. Most of these items were at least half of the store prices. So, you know, when we do these things, we have to do them with confidence, and I know that a lot of you won't even go to mercados, and I don't even recommend that you do, because honestly it takes more commitment. It takes a pretty strong commitment to wanting to do this right, not just to believe what you're being told in other marketing materials, that all you have to do is show up. You know, if the prices were all marked in every single case, it would be a no-brainer, but that's the whole game, see, is not putting the prices on anything. That's the game. When we do things this way, my attitude and my commitment stems from the fact that we are all equal human beings. We are not one person above the other. One person's needs are not more important than the other person's needs. I have just as much of a need to pay the local rates as a seller has a need to try to get higher prices. Trying to get higher prices only from foreigners and not the locals is, you know what I'm saying. So I don't want to focus on that.
Post-apocalyptic thing.
So again, it's not for everybody, but I just wanted you to see that, because a lot of people comment and say how expensive Europe is. And the thing that is notable about that is, don't forget, the Europeans live in Europe and they live at their level. So, and the Ecuadorians live in Ecuador and they live at their level. It just is incorrect when I see all over the internet on Gringo portals to downplay local levels and say, well, yeah, if you want to live at that level, you know, that lower level, which is a ridiculous way of looking at things, because not everybody lives exactly the same way. But anyway, I've kind of gone on a little bit too long on this. Good morning, my dears. I'm on my way out to get some freshly baked rolls and see what that's all about. Let's see what we got. Freshly baked bread. Let's check it out. And that's what came out of it. And there's 10 there, and they're pretty big. Some of these are even bigger. And they're pretty light, and they're €3 or $3.40. Freshly made today. Right there in the fresh bin. Thanks for watching my videos, and if you like the video, you know what to do. And check out the links below. I do have some things down there for you. And again, thanks again, and have a wonderful day from Italy.